We'll be getting started at 9 p.m. In the meantime, I encourage you to head over and follow the link that was just shared in the comments. That is to the Creator Fundamentals newsletter / mailing list. I'm going to start giving away monthly prizes. It's free to join. All you need is your name and an email address. We'll be getting started at 9 p.m. Eastern as we do every Wednesday. For those of you saying that you can only hear music and the thumbnail, that's usually how we kick it off. We try to get the live stream started a little bit early to give people ample time to get in and get cozy. We'll be starting here in 5 minutes. That's right. Moderator doesn't come with a company car or anything like that.
YouTube Simplified.
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and yes, it's been my mission to simplify YouTube on this channel, but tonight I want to talk about a change to the direction of Creator Fundamentals, or a slight revision. I apologize for the muted microphone, but hey, it's live. That stuff happens. What I was telling you is that for those of you who are new to the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on the channel on YouTube. I don't put a lot of structure into Wednesday night live streams. It's focused on subscribers, so whatever questions you guys might have, anything you want to look at on your channels or work through, I'm happy to answer any questions, and we'll get to some channel reviews at the end of the live stream. So I'm just going to hop into the chat. Again, sorry about the muted thing. Every once in a while, that comes up and bites you, but what are you going to do? So let's see who's in the chat, and we'll say hello. This is my new thing. It's much better than soda. All right, who we have in the chat here? We're going to slide this over here so it doesn't look like I'm looking off into no man's land. All kinds of people in the chat. And you know, I saw somebody ask about Mansion, and I just heard her, so you never know if she might make an appearance. All right, so we have Married to the Farm. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. RPM Nexus DJ Scrappin' Rooster, looks like you stopped in for a little while and had to scoot, but good to see you while you were here. Brown Status Super Enthused. We have Rosalie Muir, Cricket Wilson Harris, who had quite the ordeal in the last couple days. Maybe we can chat about that as well. That sounds like a kind of a nightmare scenario. But Lewis Squires also in there. D-Lo Flow, not to be confused with Dilo Flow, is also in the live stream. Mr. Rocker Vlogs, Rosalie Muir. We got to Cable, the Reed 5, Corey Fiasco. Trying to catch everybody. Jack Rado Plays, Ambi's Fresh Start, Carla E. McBee, Wolfie Rolls Play. And again, if I butcher your name, let me know in the chat, because I try to do them the best I can, but I'm sure I screw some of them up sometimes. Little Gems Creation. Mansion is in the other room, losing her ever meowing mind. ASMR with Sophia. Leech Wizard, Richin in the USA, who was asking about Mansion. She's certainly being vocal in the other room, so there's a good chance she might stop by. You never really can tell with her because she does everything by her own rules. True Financials also out there. Good to see you. Sup, it's 8. I see in the chat room as well. Scrolling. Make sure I don't miss anybody out there. The Jamin Show. Michael Furberger. Puerto Rico Film Club. The Nice Devil. The Fantastic Joe. Good to see you. Yeah, don't try to join the mailing list while you're driving. Let's see. We got Super Enthused and Doug Houston, the moderator extraordinaire, is in the house. PNW Granny, Pam Duffy, good to see you as well. Analytic Chick and Late Bloomer. I think we got just about everybody. Homeschool Squad also in the stream. Good to see you. 2FIC Gaming HD. I'm just scrolling past everybody during the portion of the thing when I didn't have any audio, because that was awesome. And I'm trying to move stuff around here so we can see everything. All right, cool. But you like how I went right in from no audio to audio without missing a beat? I'm reading all of the all the people screaming for no audio. Don't you love that? You're like powerless. You're like, it's so close, but yeah. So what I do is when I'm on the thumbnail page that I do as a thing, I usually mute it, and I have both a mute button on my Stream Deck and also in OBS itself. Apparently I had one too many clicks. Foul Fish also in the live stream. The okayest Taylor, good to see you. Oh, did I say Richin in the USA? Rich in the USA, simple. Just like in one of my videos on my other channel, I was talking about a TV DVD combo, and I called it a TVD DVD. I can't explain what words come out of this mouth. It just happens. Justin Bennett, good to see you. Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. The Reed 5 needs more subs. I think I read about your channel. Searching out other channels that you think have higher quality than their sub count reflects and highlighting them on your channel. Is that what your channel is about? I feel like I read that somewhere. Maybe in the small YouTubers community? Or maybe even Creator Fundamentals Facebook group. That's very possible as well. Let's see. We have Seriously Mom, Muzamel Havid, Couponer from Brooklyn, the Christian Atheist. Justin Bennett, I am using Streamlabs like add-ons. I'm not using the OBS Streamlabs or the Slobs Streamlab OBS version. All right. I know. I like how he is chilling. Can he read what I will say now? I will say potato. Okay. For the longest time, people called me the okiest. You know, to your own, when you set up your own name, it's obvious what something is, but Sometimes it's not that obvious when it's somebody else's. Tom Edge, hi, I'm a first timer. Awesome, welcome to the live stream. And I apologize, I'm just trying to catch up. Blue Collar Dippers, good to see you. Christian Atheist. My situation would be a good thumbnail. Yeah, Cricket. That for those of you who aren't familiar with Cricket, she shared a story on Facebook about how her kid spent $5,000 on in-game purchases on her phone or iPad, and she's going through the process of trying to get that back. You would think there'd be a cutoff that a game wouldn't let a single individual spend $5,000. That's a bit crazy. All right, so how is everybody doing? How is your channel going? Hello, Dan from Totterbert. Good to see you. Appreciate the $5 super chat. For those of you who are new to the live stream, you may notice the upper left-hand corner of your screen is the stream boss. And as you can see, it has a hit point total. Basically, what happens is for every $1 of super chat that's contributed, that knocks off 5 points of damage. And also, if anybody subscribes during the live stream. The weird thing about Streamlabs is that account, it's very flaky with the, as you can see, there's also a YouTube counter on there, and I see that it's at 0, and I'm curious if I need to like refresh my session with them. Let me try this and see if it actually makes that number change. But for the most part, I love Streamlabs. It's got all kinds of cool bells and whistles that you can add to your stream. The stream boss is certainly one of them. And as I was saying, what it lets you do is if you are the person who essentially strikes the final blow and brings the stream boss to 0, it replaces that person with your channel name and icon. So you kind of take over that. Didn't go down when Totter here. Let me see. I also noticed the chat thing wasn't, the chat count isn't working either. So let me pop into Stream Boss. Sometimes I have to like relaunch it. So I think Spastic Nerd was from Leftover. So here, let's do this. I wonder if I can setting. Let's see. Manage battle. Reset to 100 and do that. Actually, let's do this. He did $5. So here, let's do this. That work? Yeah, that worked. I think that's about where we should be here. So when that refreshes on your end, you should see now that it reflects me down to 75 points. So My Bourbon Journey, good to see you. Kybel, my channel is doing fine. After I watched your video about tips last month, from 40 subs now, I'm at 180. Awesome. Great to hear. I'm glad it helped. So, you know, a lot of times I run into people who are very skeptical. I was in one group where somebody basically replied to one of my videos and said that success on YouTube was just pure luck. And the reality is it couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, there are certain things that happen on YouTube that kind of feel like luck in terms of a particular video that hits and takes off. But the reality is, if you're not prepared for success or planning for success, and you get one of those, you know, viral videos or above average success on a video, you're not going to be able to capitalize on it. So in addition to that, the best practices, which are, you know, thumbnails that attract attention and titles that are, you know, can be searched on, and metadata that clearly identifies the content of your video, all that stuff absolutely works together to help you grow faster. It's not a theory. It's legitimate. It's been tested over and over again by tons of channels. It does absolutely work. Now, granted, depending on what your channel is about, it can certainly be a little more of a challenge if you're doing like a comedy channel or something to that effect, or a general vlogging channel. It can be harder to grow because it's harder to focus on a particular keyword phrase that somebody's going to search. I mean, how do you identify a keyword phrase that's funny or relates to funny for everybody? Obviously, comedy is subjective, so everybody's going to respond to it differently. So those things can be a little bit more of a challenge, and they probably may take you a little bit longer to grow. But the reality is, if you're super funny to a wide audience, then people will start sharing your content, and that'll get you more attention that way. So that is obviously one of the ways, in addition to keyword search traffic, that allow your channels to grow beyond where they are now. Christiana Link TV, good to see you. Todderbert says should hit 1,000 subs by mid-June. Awesome. Bubbly Bex 3, slow going. I've been on here 2 years, and due to uploading consistencies, my own fault, so I'm losing subs and views more than growing. Well, you know, it's never too late to turn it around, and you really have to find a schedule that works for you. You know, like I said, one of the things that I preach is, you know, it's better to do 1 video a week for a year than to get all gung-ho and try to do 3 videos a week and last a month and then burn out and leave, because there's no path to success that way. So let's see what else we have in here. Make sure audio's good. Got me all paranoid now, double checking, make sure my mic stays on. Let's see. Okay's Taylor says it's okay to take inspiration from other genres. Just put your own spin on it. In a beauty way, you'll stand out. Challenge to grow because of how the YouTube algorithm works and how far down you ranked in search. Late bloomer, you can absolutely get yourself to rank on the first page of search. It can be done no matter how big your channel is. I proved it on this channel time and time again. So don't feel like new channels can't rank in search, because they absolutely can. The important thing is knowing how to rank in search. Let's see. All right, and that was like a really delayed reaction there. Not really sure. Okay. Just making sure all my Streamlabs things are working here. Oh, let me try to get that count working, because that count is showing 0, and we know there's a lot more than 0 people in here. I haven't quite figured out exactly what the how that's supposed to work. So yeah, right now it says we have 50 people in here. Now, does that automatically update? I see that it's open. If I go into the stream count. Hey, you guys want to see a completely different view here? Hang on one sec. So the much different view that you probably have never seen. This is what it looks like from my side. So this is my studio. This is how I do my live streams. I've got my DSLR up there behind my 2 32-inch monitors, and PC off to the left. I've got my audio interface here, Stream Deck right here. And this right here, this is the interface in Streamlabs. And you have to like open up these widgets and things, and it's still showing 0. So what I can do here is try to go into the actual count, viewer count, go into properties. I don't know why. Here, let's try this. No, still not. Hang on, we'll get that thing going. I don't know what, because it looks like it's the same URL. Go into main and go into our view counter. There we go. Now we show an accurate count. 52 YouTubers here in the chat. Good to see everybody. I'm trying to get my way back to chat now. Hang on. I see some questions in here. And I don't want to miss anything. Oh, good. So much more fun when you guys ask questions. Rich in the USA, what's the box between your hands that you just lifted? That is the Elgato Stream Deck. It looks like this. I don't know if you can get, but it basically allows you to program a bunch of these little LCD screen buttons. So you can have one push, one button, one push control. So I can, you know, with a click of a button, I can freak you all out with a quick bumper.
YouTube simplified.
Or I can throw things like a mailing list link into the chat. You basically pre-program all your buttons. It has interaction with the chat on a YouTube live stream. It has a whole bunch of things you can do with OBS, as well as a bunch of other programs that it will work with. And it allows you to get everything programmed. This is the, here, I want to go back and not miss any of these questions. So, all right. Awesome. Okay, Taylor. I'm ranking on the first page for search in my niche. Well, you have the premier channel for all things Sons of Anarchy and Mayans MC, right? Homeschool Squad, Dan the ranking tip helps a lot. It absolutely, if you watch the video that I've done on here on how to rank your videos, it absolutely works. It's not some, you know, theory or a bunch of fluff. I give you the exact steps that you have to do to get a search phrase to rank. And it's exactly what I do on this channel. It's exactly how I got this channel to 10,000 subscribers in 10.5 months. So for those of you who may have seen content out there that suggested that search doesn't matter, you know, of the, where am I at now? 330,000 views on this channel. Probably 15 to 20% of those come from search. So it absolutely does work. D1 Dino, I use a lot of your tips and it's been helping me out a bit. Good. Just stick with it and it will continue. You'll be amazed at how far you can come. Yeah, I just watched that video and I'm going to try that instead. And let's see here. Trying to catch up on the chat. As you know, for those of you who've been in my live streams before, I'm not a real fan of the way the chat works. I find it kind of all not as user-friendly as I would like it to be. And now I just tried to pop out the chat and it froze. Minor technical difficulties here. This is so I'm not oh, whoa, hello. Just had a little bit of an anomaly there. Let me know if the live stream paused or anything. That was a little bit frightening. I thought I was going down completely. All right, so no, Dino. I wish it was a cold beer. It's actually sparkling water. Trying to do the healthy thing. Bubbly Bex 3, what camera do you film with? This is I now use the same one for live streaming and for my regular videos. It is a Canon T7i. Upgraded to that at the end of 2017. Car Galaxy Studios, do you have the latest version? The latest version of OBS? Not quite sure. I mean, I know I updated it not too long ago, but I don't really know how often they come out with updates, so it's possible I don't have the latest version. Deal Flow, dude, you got a nice setup. Thank you. I had a hard time making all the Streamlab widget work, even with following setup tutorials. They're quirky. They're just kind of, sometimes it seems like they don't quite function in real time as much as they should. So somebody asked, and I saw it, Patreon, I'll try to find it, Patreon versus PayPal, or PayPal versus Super Chat. I would say use any opportunity you can to try to create a revenue stream that helps support your channel. PayPal is a great option for people who have PayPal and may not have a credit card or other means to contribute. So I would just make all options available to people, and if they want to support you, they can certainly choose the method with which they do that. Oh yeah, My Bourbon Journey, do you have an opinion of PayPal donation versus Patreon? I wasn't getting as much traction on Patreon. So if you get a better response on PayPal, you can do that as well. You know, Patreon gives you the opportunity to kind of add some value on that end, rather than just straight donations for the work that you've already done. You know, so like one of the things that we do in Creative Fundamentals is you know, a exclusive Discord for patrons, which Discord's just like a chat room kind of thing. So for some additional content and opportunities to there. Obviously, I also have given my patrons moderator access, but I don't recommend joining Patreon just because you want to be a moderator. But if you are looking to grow your channel and you want to get a little more one-on-one or a little easier access to ask questions specific to your channel and what you're doing, the Patreon is a great way to do that. All right, try not to miss anybody here. The Nice Devil thinks he or she is being ignored, although I've read quite a few comments from them, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. Now here's a retro gamer, Android micro gamer. We have Reed5 says, how many subscribers should you average a day? It's different for everybody. There is no correct number. If anything, if you want to focus on anything, try to improve your own numbers. See what you did a week ago, a month ago, and see if you can explore ways that can help do that. Todd or Bert? Thank you, Todd, for taking over the stream, boss. I appreciate the super chat. How many subscribers? We got that one. Homeschool Squad, Dan, thanks for your tips. Learned a lot about ranking. Awesome. The Nice Devil, I don't want to spam. I still don't know what it is you're trying to, whether you had a question or what that was all about, but Carly E. McBee, feel like a school-age child in her teacher's special stash. Blue Collar Dippers, that setup is awesome. Elgato Stream Deck, yep, it is awesome. It's very fun. Apparently I'm just getting to the part where I was showing you guys that other view. Very cool, yeah. Like a video DJ, glad to be here. Rich in the USA, nice. Did you have to code for that? Are you a coder? I'm not sure which part that was in reference to. I used to be a programmer, developer, but I don't do that anymore, and nothing on my channel or live stream requires coding. So stats bar on the left I covered. Again, that is the Stream Boss. It gives you the opportunity above and beyond doing a super chat that just takes your comment and pins it to the top of the chat. The Stream Boss allows you to contribute, and depending on how much you contribute, it takes points of damage off of the hit points of the Stream Boss. So basically the way that works, for every $1 of super chat, it deals 5 points of damage. So obviously a $5 super chat is going to deal 25 points of damage, and whoever it is that deals that finishing blow that brings the current Stream Boss down to 0, that is going to make you the Stream Boss and put you up there in the upper left hand corner for all to see, your channel name and icon. So that's how that works. Also, if anybody happens to subscribe to the channel during the live stream, it also knocks off 10 points for subscribers. And Okayus Taylor's making me hungry with coffee and chocolate chip cookies. Bubbly Bex, would you say TubeBuddy is only worth it if you pay? So, no, I definitely think that you should get the free version of TubeBuddy to become familiar with it. There are a lot of features that you can use that are included with the free version. And thank you so much for reminding me, because this live stream is sponsored by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free, and there's a link in the description below. And for those of you who don't know yet, it is in fact now available as an app on iOS as well as Android. They did get the Android version out. So definitely go and get your free version to sign up. I'll throw a link in chat as well, so you guys can go check out TubeBuddy. But yes, it is definitely worth it, even if you grab the free version. Okayus Taylor, boom, with the 20 bucks.
All right.
Fantastic. Now let's make sure that that updates, because that should have just absolutely annihilated that. And see, you'd think they would be in better sync. It's hard to tell because I have the live stream running on one side, and then I have, let's make sure once it hits the live version that it catches up, because I can see that there is a little bit of a delay. So we're going to make sure that that updates for the Okayus Taylor and gets her up there. It better, because it was doing so good with Totterbert. I'll give it just a minute to catch up. Now, why didn't it update? Let's see here. See, that's what gets annoying. Oh. So on, hang on a sec here. That is the bizarre thing. Stream Boss. Properties. There we go. I don't know why it gets stuck like that sometimes. That part's a little bit annoying, but otherwise I think it's a really cool feature. So Okayus Taylor is now the new Stream Boss. course, I didn't even see how she got knocked down to... Oh, I know. Hang on. Oh, see, when I originally started it, I set the Stream Boss health to 75. So now it only takes 75 points to knock out the Stream Boss. That's where everybody's starting. So that is why, because it was being flaky when the live stream started. So now it's even easier to become Stream Boss. And thank you so much, OKS Taylor, for the $20 super chat. And for those of you who are interested in Sons of Anarchy or Mayans MC, which I think is coming out soon, that's definitely the channel to check out. Her channel's pretty awesome in that regard. She does really nice videos that cover the characters as well as the shows of Sons of Anarchy and Mayans MC. So definitely worth a check out over there if you are into that. I hadn't previously watched it, and I just got Netflix and started binge watching Sons of Anarchy, so I have Taylor to blame for that. All right, I want analytic check. Yes, okay, as Taylor does the show. My Bourbon Journey. Dan, what are your thoughts on my whiskey review channel, and is it niche enough? If you are focused on doing reviews of whiskey, I would think that's pretty niche. Justin Bennett. So yeah, I would think if that is your focus, you should be fine in that regard. Justin Bennett, hey Dan, question. What are your thoughts on creators that go against the grain, not doing what's popular? Trend starter, not chaser. Well, trends don't become trends because somebody decides they want to start a trend. It's just where attention flocks. So, you know, obviously there's certain celebrities that kind of command that attention, but the goal in trying to grow your channel is doing obviously your own original content, and then where possible trying to maybe relate your content and your channel to maybe current events or topics or things that are popular in an effort to try to bring some more attention to your channel. So I don't think it's necessarily chasing trends. You don't want to you know, try to put a round peg in a square hole just because it's a trend. But when you see opportunities of popular topics that are related to your channel, or you can find a reasonable way to associate them to your channel, then I would definitely consider trying to do that. You want to have a nice mix of, you know, the evergreen type content. That one worked good. But see, that looks like it took off 50 points. I don't know. I'm thoroughly confused what it's... I wonder if it reset that. Damage per super chat dollar. Yeah, I mean, that should be 25, right? My math is... Hang on. I don't know. All right, jumping back in chat here. The Winking Pig Barbecue. I have no clue how Stream Boss works, but bombs away. So yeah, what should have taken away, I thought would have been 25 points, but it looks like you're at that it took out 50 points. So not sure why that happened, but basically whoever knocks out that next 25 points with a $5 super chat is going to take over the Stream Boss. But your normal super chat, which thank you very much for supporting the channel, I appreciate it, does post your comment to the top of the screen so other people can see it, and it obviously highlights you. And then depending on the amount of super chat that you contribute determines how long your comment stays highlighted at the top. So Share Productions, have you heard of Morning Fame? Is that better than TubeBuddy? So yes, I've heard of Morning Fame. I know Nico, who actually is the developer behind Morning Fame, and I don't think that Morning Fame and TubeBuddy are used necessarily for the same thing. So my advice would be to use both of them. They are both helpful in their own right, and they kind of do some different things. So I don't think that you could replace one with the other, vice versa. So in that regard, I would say they're both worth using. Your tips have helped me since day one. Just past 500 subs organically with healthy organic views and engagement. Awesome, super enthused. Great to hear. Driving lessons by BMS. Congrats on the 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ignore most PC and TV and movies nowadays. All right. I will focus less on Uber and more on science, tech, and gaming. And now, as far as I can tell, thank you, Chris Conkle Vlogs, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. All right. Question from Nintendo Aiko. What is the best country to set your settings on for YouTube? I get a lot of views from the US, but I live in the Netherlands. I don't think... I really don't think the country that you set your channel to is going to have all that much impact on what type of content or, you know, how your channel performs. I would let people know where you're from with that setting. And if people from the United States are interested in your content, they'll be interested. I don't think you're going to be penalized for identifying that you're in the Netherlands rather than the United States. All right, so yeah. OK's Taylor is down to 6 hit points. I'm assuming that was the Canadian conversion at play. That was $5 Canadian. So that's like a $2 super chat would knock you out. Rodney B. Hunt in the chat. Good to see you. Rodney B. Hunt. Down goes Frazier. How to get noticed on YouTube. YouTube is not about getting noticed. YouTube is about implementing best practices, making great content, and continually focus on improving over time. You don't have to start out with perfect content. You do have to start, however, and then you do want to focus on being consistent in creating your content, doing it over a long period of time, aka plan on doing it for at least a year, 100 videos, improving with every video. And then once you get to that point, then you can start to think about what kind of growth is possible. All right. Bubbly Bex, I remember subbing to you when you were under 100 and now look at your channel. Well, thank you so much for subscribing back then. That's fantastic. Good to see you. It's nice to see that you're still here. As well as Car Galaxy Studios. I have 359 subs, but only 30 watch. Makes me feel like I have a lot of inactive subscribers. So, not necessarily that you have inactive subscribers. One thing to consider is look at your subscriber report in your analytics and see what videos drew in those subscribers. And then take a look at what kind of content you're making now and determine whether or not you're making the type of content that people originally subscribed for. Maybe that there was a shift in your channel, or maybe you have a variety of content. But look at that information, figure out exactly why people subscribed in the first place, and consider whether you want to continue to focus on that particular content to help grow your channel. Creative Fundamentals. Have you looked into the FTC thing? As an Aussie, I don't know if it applies to me or not. Which FTC thing are you referring to? Are the net neutrality thing or something else? Okay, Taylor, any tips on channel growth plateaus? I follow as many of your tips as I can, and I'm hitting... So one of the things that I've been hearing across a lot of channels is that it's felt kind of slow in the last couple months, and I can agree with that. One of the challenges with my channel and trying to understand and you know the ebbs and flows of YouTube is that in January I had a video hit and kind of go viral within my community, so to speak, and I was expecting the you know, the downturn after that finally faded off. So I have certainly seen, you know, found it slower go in the last couple of months, but I've heard that from a few different channels, and I'm kind of wondering whether or not there were some behind the scenes changes on YouTube that kind of tweaked the way the how everything was working. I know they did some releases and we saw a lot of flakiness with YouTube, with some funky things going on, some bugs and stats not working right. So I'm kind of curious whether or not there may have been a bit of a shift behind the scenes in general, because it certainly feels as though that traffic has been a little bit slower. When you're in that situation, the best thing that you can do is keep plugging ahead the way you have been doing. If you want to try to kind of up the ante during the low periods, then I would suggest try to throw an extra video in per week and try to compensate for the slowness that way. You know, if you're doing one more video per week than you normally do, you certainly can give yourself that little bit of a boost that can, you know, raise your channel to a level that you don't necessarily have to stick with throughout, but if you're concerned about where your numbers are dipping, that is certainly an opportunity for you to put out a little more content to weather the storm. Okay, is Taylor? Yeah, view slow, sub slow. Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of hard for me. Mine definitely took a dive, but it was hard to see how much of a real dive considering how big of a spike I had. You know, I was on the downslope of a ridiculously crazy growth spurt, so it was a little bit clouded from my end. Rich in the USA Creative Fundamentals, I got the metrics to show it. Huge fall off on January 16th. Bam. Yeah, so there's definitely been some indicators like that kind of give us a hint that there was some funkiness going on. You know, on the flip side, my other channel, The Average Dan, that thing is taking off like a freaking rocket. I mean, its growth graph is almost pointing straight up in the air now, which is sad because it's no longer monetized. And unfortunately, had YouTube kind of given us the real deal about when they would approve our monetization, I probably would have gotten that extra 100 subscribers by February 20th to keep that thing monetized, so it didn't sit here for 6 months not being monetized. And it's a summer channel, it's a RV camping channel, it's taking off. It would have been great for revenue, but what are you gonna do? Harley says that for the last 5 years he's seen a dip end of Q1, beginning of Q2 every year. So that's good to know. So maybe once we kind of start pushing through the second quarter, maybe we'll start to see some improvement in that regard. So Chris Conkle Vlogs, I'm curious if you have plans to go full-time YouTube, and if so, what are your goals for the channel after 10K? So here's the deal. My requirement to go full-time on YouTube is when the revenue associated with all the things that I've created with Creator Fundamentals and all the revenue streams, when all of those revenue streams start bringing in twice my current salary, then I will quit my job and I will go full-time YouTube. But I happen to have a very good career outside of this, so it'll take a little while for YouTube to match it, but once it doubles it, and you know, maybe if it gets really close to that, I'll strongly consider it. But that was the original goal I set for myself. When the revenue from YouTube and all associated you know, properties and projects, etc., reach double my current salary, then I would have the comfort level to go to YouTube full time. Because one of the challenges that I'm having now is that I'm going to Vid Summit in October. For those of you who aren't familiar with Vid Summit, if you think of something like VidCon, I thought I had a link here, but apparently not. VidCon, which is more about fans meeting creators. Well, Vid Summit is a conference that's all about YouTubers meeting other YouTubers to share tips and tricks and strategies and learn how to grow the business side of their YouTube channel. So I went last year. It was a fantastic experience. Got to meet a lot of great people. They just announced that one of the keynote speakers for this year is Peter McKinnon. He was actually there last year, and strangely enough, I wasn't familiar with him back then, but he's going to be a keynote speaker this year. And they got some more big names to announce as well in the future, as I believe. But the challenge that I have with having a full-time career is I only get 3 weeks vacation from my regular job. So it becomes the challenge of, I don't know how that is back up to, oh, let's see what happened here. We had a super chat. Automoto channel, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm really confused at why it looks like that's back up to 25. I really need to pay attention to it, apparently. But anyway, the challenge that I'm having is that I'm already scheduled to go to Vid Summit, and that takes 4 days, 4 or 5 days. I think it's 4 days. And then I have some an annual trip that we take to visit my in-laws in Wisconsin every year, so that takes up a week. And then there's just not enough extra time. Instant Rye Play with the super chat, $20 super chat. Dan, I'm new to YouTube, but your tips have been gold. Not there yet, but improving with every video. Thank you so much, Instant Rye Play, for the $20 super chat. And Instant Rye Play just struck the finishing blow and took over the stream boss, so you can see her up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. But so the conflict between having the full-time career and wanting to expand YouTube and, you know, create some more connections and go to a lot more conferences but beyond Vid Summit is that there's not enough time. I can't take off that time from work because I just don't have it available. So that's something that I'm going to have to try to work around in coming years to try to get to more conferences besides Vid Summit. You know, and the other thing that's a challenge is all the darn conferences are all in California. It seems like almost all of them are over there. You know, and I live in New York, so it's kind of a challenge going back and forth. But let's see what we got here. Elite Jamaica official channel, Creator Fundamentals. I gained over 3,000 subs since you reviewed my channel. I always take your advice. When the numbers are down, I do more videos to make up the views. Fantastic, man. Yeah, I mean, that's a great approach. If you're not happy with the current views you're getting, adding more content to the mix is always going to be a legitimate way to get more views and to get more watch time and keep your channel at whatever level that you've set for yourself. Weird City Citizen. Hi, Creator Fundamentals. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that's the thing. I mean, I didn't create this channel to be a guru. I don't consider myself an expert. This channel was simply to prove what I already knew to be true, which is that when you apply best practices, which is all I've done to create this channel, you set yourself up for success. And again, when you have those videos that take off, you know, success becomes where preparation meets opportunity. So doing all those things, having 120 videos, having consistent branding on my channel and a consistent message, when that video hit and started to get a lot of traffic, allowed people to come to my channel, say, yeah, this guy's legit, and subscribe to the channel, which turned that single video into thousands of new subscribers for the channel. So The entire channel is just a use case or a proof that applying best practices actually does work. And I was able to grow this channel from 0 subscribers back in June of 2017, 10.5 months ago, to now it's at like 10,300 subscribers. So it definitely can be done. Don't let anybody tell you that a niche is too saturated. There were plenty of people who had channels like this channel when I started, who had a lot more credibility than me, a lot more street cred, and a lot more history behind it than I did. But just applying the practices, like I said, that I share with you guys in videos have allowed this channel to grow and prosper and, start to build those opportunities that could eventually get me to a point where it is a full-time career and I'm able to do this stuff full-time and really enjoy it and go to conferences and meet all kinds of cool YouTubers and do all of that stuff. So sounds like a pretty good way to live, if you ask me. OK's Taylor, you have a real human presence compared to other tip channels. Feels more personal. Keep it up. Personable. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. John Newcomb, TubeBuddy is awesome. Yes, definitely TubeBuddy is awesome. Weird City Citizen, Dan is living proof that even relatively small channels can make revenue and get brand deals. Absolutely. And the whole brand deal thing, a lot of people ask how to get brand deals. And that's one of the conversations that comes up at VidSummit, for example. And last year at VidSummit, one of the great conversations about brand deals was with Sean Doris. And, Sean Doris was explaining basically how to get brand deals. And a lot of it has to do with building relationships. If you have brands that you want to work with, instead of just saying, hey, will you sponsor me? Start to tag them in your social media content and let them know you appreciate their product. Let them get used to seeing you and their products associated with each other. Try to develop that relationship ahead of time. And, perhaps good things can come of it. So, I always, when I'm using a product or I happen to take a picture that has a product in it, I always tag that company on social media, Instagram or Twitter, wherever it is, just to let them know I'm using it. And hey, maybe they're in a position where they're looking for some smaller or micro influencers or whatever it is, and there creates an opportunity there. Again, I just think it's good business sense to do that and try to build those relationships. And you don't have to have a monetary transaction to get that process started. Jen Adventures TV, Dan, how'd you get the Become the Boss thing on your channel? So that is a, I don't know if you call it a widget or I think they call them widgets on Streamlabs. If you go to streamlabs.com, you can sign up for Streamlabs, and they have a bunch of things, a bunch of little add-ons that you can apply to your live stream by setting them up in OBS. I use OBS to do my live streams. And here, let me see if I can show you here. And again, for those of you who just tuned in, who just joined the live stream, this is a behind the scenes version of my live stream setup. I got my two 32-inch monitors here. I got my T7i DSLR here. I got my MXL condenser mic hanging up here. I got my autographed Jerry Bailey poster way over there. And that is how everything's situated. But if you can see on this screen here, this is Streamlabs. It's not the greatest view of it, but there is a whole list of widgets that you basically can drill into. They have all kinds of different things, viewer count, etc. And it has some settings. You set them up, and then you click launch out of this box, and then it pops up a window with a URL. Well, one of the things you can do over here in OBS is you can actually add a source that is a a browser source. So you copy the URL from the widget, you throw it in as a browser source, it pops up on your screen here, and then you resize it, you put it where you want it, and then when you go live, it appears there and updates with real-time information. So they're pretty cool, and it's completely free, so it's definitely worth playing with. The Nice Devil, I want to offer you a wrap for your channel, my man. Well, you can find me on Facebook and do a good one, and I'll feature it on the channel. And I will give all the credit to your channel. Also, Doug Houston also does. Doug Houston, yes, absolutely. Doug Houston is the moderator here in the chat, and he also does similar content. So definitely go check out Doug Houston YT on YouTube. Is it Doug Houston YT? Yeah, I think it's Doug Houston YT on YouTube. I know it's that way everywhere else. I just didn't remember if there was a YT on YouTube itself, but I think there is. Your Real Estate Whisperer just popped in to say hello to everyone. Hope y'all have a great night, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day to you too. That is just around the corner. For those of you who aren't prepared, Sunday is Mother's Day, so make sure you get in on that. Cricket Wilson Harris, I think I've lost VidCon. I wanted to get a ticket. Well, hopefully you'll get all that squared away. And I don't know, that app that you spent $5,000 on should probably give you a ticket to VidCon. Din Adventures TV with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Dan, for explaining. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Doug Houston, hammers are getting rusty. Dan's community is so great. You know, and that really has been, for the most part, recently on the live streams, it's been great. There hasn't been like a ton of people spamming for channel reviews and all that. So I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out on a weekly basis. And yeah, it's definitely noticeable. Got a great community here of people who are interested in, you know, advancing their YouTube channels. And my goal is just to be here as a resource to share the information and the stuff that I've encountered that actually works. Beanie Draws is in the live stream also, or in the chat. I don't think I said hello to you yet. So good to see you, Beanie. I just saw, where did you put it? Instagram? The picture of Thor versus a T-Rex. For those of you who don't know, Beanie Draws is a drawing channel focused on drawing dinosaurs. So if that's something that you're into, then definitely go out and check out Beanie Draws on YouTube and Instagram. I think that's where I saw that. I'm not sure. Dan's tips and tricks have helped my channel grow in leaps and bounds. Fantastic, Little Gems creation. Great to hear. Where did that go? I just had a little spaz scroll here. Getting some buffering on my end. Let me hop into the old... Oh, it says bad. Bad is bad. I wonder why that is. Let me check in. Make sure. See what's going on here. You know, it's for the most part, we've been very, very lucky with the local internet. I recently paid to upgrade it. We might be buffering now because I'm getting a bad signal from here. Ugh. One of the things that I can do on the fly is, so if you have this problem, if you're going live, one of the things that you can do is adjust your bit rate, and sometimes that will get you where you need to be, but that doesn't look fantastic at the moment. Let's see here. see if I can get that tweaked. Hopefully it hasn't dropped completely, but it's still showing up as bad here, so I am not sure. Bad, 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 bad. People love the show. Yeah, let me know if it starts to get unwatchable here, because I'm showing... Ooh, that's... Well, I see that we're getting better, so we might be close to getting better here. Let me see if this has improved, because I'm starting to see good output from Automoto channel. Interesting. So OBS is coming out green, but YouTube is still reflecting red, so hopefully that'll catch up there. All right. Try to catch up with everybody here. Riding Behind podcasting is something I've been looking into. I also have been looking into podcasting. All right, so oh, we got $5 super chat from Automoto channel. Thank you so much for that. And Little Gems Creation with the super chat. Thank you so much. Buffering is leveled off. Good, good, good. Okay. So we're starting to get a little bit better stream, so we should be good. VidCon is biased. Not sure what that's all about. Buffering back off now. Where can I find good stock footage for my videos? I mean, there's a bunch of services out there. I don't know of a lot of them that are free. I know there's like video blocks and things like that you might be able to get some stock footage, and I just don't know that there's any good free ones. We have some great posts and discussions in the Creator Fundamentals Facebook group over the last week or so. A great extension of the YouTube community. Absolutely, I definitely recommend everybody come and check out the Facebook group. You can just search for Creator Fundamentals on Facebook and find it there. Or you can click the link that I just shared in the chat, although sometimes the link's a little bit flaky in the chat for Facebook for some reason. Not sure what that's all about, but if you have trouble getting there with the link, just literally go and search for Creator Fundamentals, and one of the results that will pop up will be under the groups subheading, and that'll get you in there. So, Homeschool Squad, good night, everybody. Got to get the kids to bed. Good night to you as well. Luckily, my kids are already in bed, or it wouldn't be so quiet for this live stream. Fantastic Joe looks good from my end, and I'm still driving. Yeah, well, one of the things that I did do is I lowered the bit rate. So, we seem to be going back and forth. So I'm thinking there might be some local problems, because it still says bad. It said good for a little while, then it jumped back to bad. So what are you going to do? Nice Devil. Yeah, you can get in touch with me on Instagram. It's just at Creator Fundamentals. Little Gems. Yes, the super chats on iOS are fixed amounts. You have to slide the slider to do different amounts. Yep. Car Galaxy Studios. Dan, are you streaming in 720 or 1080? I had trouble streaming in 1080 for my first stream and couldn't maintain the 8,000. So, typically I stream at 10,000 without issue, but now I just bumped it down to 4,000 right now, just trying to get it to come out to you guys consistently. So when everything's working right, I can do 10,000. It's all over YouTube. Not sure what that means. Not. Let's see. All right. Trying to catch up here. So yeah, Car Galaxy, back to the whole streaming thing. When I first started streaming, my internet was so awful. I had to stream on really low quality. But I thought somebody was telling me, I don't know if it's OBS that somebody was telling me about a limitation of streaming, of capping at 720. So I'm not sure. If I look at one of the things that is provided here is it actually shows, let's see here. It shows you the number of viewers who are viewing at a certain resolution. And it looks like 1080p, so. But again, I have no idea what that's going to do now that Weird City Citizen, thank you very much. He says, not much, but all helps. Auto Motor, you are safe. Absolutely, every little bit helps. So thank you very much, Weird City Citizen, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. And then somebody just subscribed, so that should bump a little. I think that should be good for 10 points as well. So Automoto channel is going to be prime for a finishing kill shot there. Music Familiar Productions, I asked to join the YouTube Facebook group. Fantastic. I'm curious, did you use the link and did the link work? Because like I said, I've had some issues with Facebook links working for some reason. I don't really know why, but let's see. All right, and all right. I don't know how people do 4K. The bitrate is ridiculous. Yeah, I can't imagine. You know, I was watching a video the other day, MKBHD, and he films his videos in 8K. If that's not completely insane. That dude has the best toys. Dan's going to have no excuse not to get good Mother's Day gift after this stream. I already ordered, well, I ordered a Mother's Day gift for my wife, which I assume she's not watching this live stream, so that's good to tell you. Still got to figure out my mom. And like, yeah, just search Creative Fundamentals, absolutely. Cricket Wilson Harris, do you recommend as a YouTuber that I make a page and Facebook group? Sure, why not? They're free, and it's one more extension of your brand. So yeah, I mean, I always share that it's good to secure all of those different social media accounts in the name of your brand right from the beginning. Whether you're going to actively work to develop those individual areas right away doesn't really matter. It's just important that you get them and you secure the names that you want. And then, yeah, I mean, the Facebook, definitely a Facebook page. You know, like a brand page on Facebook so people can become familiar with your content there. It's also an easy place for you to share your content on Facebook and start to, you know, branch out in that regard. And a Facebook group associated with your YouTube channel is a great way to extend the conversation. It's a good community place where people can get together and have conversations about whatever it is that you're focused on content-wise. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to, you know, open up a lot better conversation and communication than you can do in the comment section on YouTube. In addition to that, Discord's also a good one as well. For those of you who are not currently a member of the Creator Fundamentals Discord, I just threw a link in the chat. Definitely join us on Discord as well. And Discord is basically like a big collection of chat rooms. There is what I call the live stream after party, where as soon as this live stream's over, I head over to Discord, and it is a place where we can just kind of chat and interact in a less formal manner. Not that I'm super formal here on YouTube, but you know, we'll all typically go over there for a few minutes or so after the live stream and chat about whatever comes up. So definitely join the Discord and join us for the live stream after party when this live stream concludes over on Discord. And I see that a couple people did just that because I saw them pop up on my phone. So we have some brand new Discord members. Let's see. We got Nintendo Echo. Seriously, Mom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kybel. Be sure you head over there when the live stream ends. We'll all be over there for a little while as well. So, the Winking Pig Barbecue. I get the most views of my videos using Reddit. So Reddit is like my nemesis. Reddit is really a challenge in sharing your own content, trying to self-promote. I know a lot of people use it to view content and whatnot, but I actually created, because I had so many challenges trying to share any of my content on Reddit, I actually created my own subreddit, a couple subreddits. There's actually a Creator Fundamentals subreddit where I used to share videos. I haven't done it a lot recently, and I also created a it's Reddit. The subreddit name is Small YouTubers Unite. And that's a place where YouTubers can actually share their videos without a lot of restrictions like a lot of the other subreddits out there. So if you're ever looking to share your videos, that's certainly a place you can do that. And the subreddit name is Small YouTubers Unite. John Newcomb, got to head to bed. Early work day tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. So, Kybel, am I pronouncing that right? Is it Keeble or Kybel? Let me know in the chat. Dan, something to consider trying for after party, Discord audio or video hangout. Oh, that might be fun. Not exactly sure how that whole thing works, but can you do both text and audio on a let's see, let me hop in Discord. We'll take a look here real quick while we're talking about it. I just want to see if you have to create a completely separate group to do that. Live stream after party. we want to go into this particular channel. Permissions. I've never actually used the voice in Discord, so I'm not 100% sure how it works. You know, one of the things that just popped into my head that I said the first time, but I didn't say, I think, when I redid it after I was muted. For those of you who may have noticed on YouTube that the tagline or focus on the Creative Fundamentals channel has changed. And it kind of represents the future direction that I want to move the channel now that we've reached 10,000 subscribers. I wanted it to kind of more focus on what the ultimate goal of Creative Fundamentals was. As you know, when we first started out, it was Creative Fundamentals, build a foundation for YouTube success. And after a while, I kind of thought that might be too abstract. And then we went to YouTube Simplified, which is what you actually see here. This will be the last live stream that shows YouTube Simplified. And what I've changed that to is to deliver your value. And the goal of Creative Fundamentals is to help you deliver your value. Whatever your value happens to be, the entire thing that we're trying to do here on YouTube is, one, discover your value, understand exactly what value you deliver to your audience, what they want from you, and how to go about delivering it. That is how to sum up this entire journey that we're on YouTube, is finding that way to deliver whatever your particular value is to the audience that's just waiting to watch it. So that is the future focus. And as you can see, it's not necessarily just focused on YouTube. I want to be able to share some additional information about how to extend your brand to places like Facebook and Twitter and other social media. Also, the business side of things about how you can start to convert your passion into something that may be able to support itself financially and maybe one day become your full-time career. Janice, on average, how often do you upload videos per week? So for probably until I got over 100 videos, I was doing 3 videos a week, or I was averaging 3 videos a week. Recently, since I started doing live streams every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, it has varied a bit, with a minimum of 1 video and 1 live stream per week. That's the kind of bare minimum. Todd Edge says, Dan, can you describe TubeBuddy quickly? So TubeBuddy is a browser plugin that you can use when you're on desktop that provides a bunch of tools that you can use inline on YouTube that work with, like when you're uploading a video, it gives you little things that pop up to do some keyword research and help choose your keywords. It has a custom thumbnail tool that pops up. So replacing the thumbnail that YouTube suggests for you, it actually gives you this little interface where you can add graphics and text and stuff and actually create a custom thumbnail inline while uploading your video. It provides you a bunch of different tools. On the free version, there's some tools that you can access via their website, such as what are called, what's the actual term? Promotional materials is the section, and that allows you to create short links for URLs and also track them. So if you want to send people to your website, but you want to know exactly how many people clicked the link to go to your website, you can put it in TubeBuddy in the promo materials as a short link, and then put the short link in your description. And then every time somebody clicks on that link to go to your YouTube channel, you can actually count that and see where your traffic is actually going and how successful you are at pushing people in a particular direction. So that's a lot of the stuff that's available on the free version. As you start to get to some of the paid tiers, there's some additional features that TubeBuddy provides that are super helpful. I think they expand the accessibility to some of the keyword research and keyword suggestions once you get into some of the paid tiers. There are also some like bulk replace things that I absolutely love. They have, when you go all the way to the top and get the legend account, they have the A/B testing, which allows you to basically run 2 different thumbnails on your video at the same time, and TubeBuddy will alternate them every day. So you'll do like a, you know, an 8-day or 14-day window, and for that period of time, it'll alternate your thumbnails, and then at the end, it'll show you statistics to show you which thumbnail performed the best. So there's all kinds of cool little tools that are available for within TubeBuddy, and definitely a lot of helpful stuff that's available on the free version. And hey, just real quick, since we're talking about it, and a reminder to anybody who just joined the live stream that TubeBuddy, that this video is sponsored by TubeBuddy, and TubeBuddy is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It is available to download for free. There is a link in the description below, and I will also throw a link in the chat as well. But yeah, I mean, I was using TubeBuddy way before they sponsored the channel. I was using it with every single video, and that's one of the things I was talking about with, you know, setting up sponsorships and stuff, is developing relationships. I had a relationship with TubeBuddy long before they gave me any type of sponsorship. So having that relationship did in fact help get that sponsorship going, and those are the kind of things you want to try to do as much as you can to help grow your channel. So hopefully that gave you kind of some insight on what TubeBuddy is. Definitely worth checking out. And they also have an app now, so you can do some optimization on the go. It's available on iOS and Android. Yeah, Discord itself is free. You don't have to pay to have a Discord. The Nice Devil, how much will a live stream last? It usually depends. I probably won't go too far past 11 p.m. Eastern, so there's about 35 more minutes. We'll try to get some channel reviews in. I have a couple people on the list for channel reviews. If anybody wants a channel review, let me know in the chat right now that you'd like us to take a look at your channel, and we will definitely take a look. In the past, I removed the priority for Super Chat. But that said, after the fact, if you find value in the information that you received or the channel in general, I absolutely appreciate the Super Chats, and they do go a long way at helping us reach some of the goals we have, which are attending Vid Summit, of course. That's going to cost about $3,000 to make that trip to California, as well as a bunch of other things that we're hoping to do. I'm hoping, probably not so much in 2018, but by 2019, I'm hoping I'm going to have a better way to manage my schedule to be able to get to one more conference than just Vid Summit. So for 2019, we're aiming for at least 2 conferences. Hopefully we'll make that happen, and we'll go from there. But if you want a channel review, now is the time to let me know, and then we will try to plow through some channel reviews and see how everybody's doing on that front. All right, so I see Kybel added to the list. The Nice Devil, I don't typically dive into individual videos, but maybe we'll try something new. I'll add you to the list. We'll take a look at your channel. Analytical. Chick. The read. Now, the only requirement is that you're in the chat at the time that I get to your name. So definitely Hangout. Auto, Moto, channel. Deconstruction gaming. Mirthag 91. The Read 5, I already have you on the list. Okay, that's an interesting feat, I guess. All right, so I have a list of 10 channels. We're going to max it out there for now, and let me pull up the first channel. All right, so the very first person that asked for a channel review earlier was Brown Status. So Brown Status, if you're in the chat, let me know by letting me know that you're still here, and if you are, I will in fact take a look at your channel. And let me get up in here. Let's see. Okay, I think that looks pretty good there. Make sure I am well framed here. Hopping in the chat to see if he is still here. Music Familiar Productions. Is it possible to set up a meeting or conversation to go more in depth? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have the there's a couple different ways that you can do that. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can email me at askdan@creatorfundamentals.com. You can message me through the YouTube messaging system, although not a lot of people use that. All right. Scrolling. All right. I'm not seeing Brown Status in the chat. So the next person on the list, Super Enthused, are you still in the chat? If you are, definitely let me know. And we will check out your channel. Audrey's Adventures, hello to you too. Thanks for all your advice. Thank you for watching. Oh, I see people saying hi to Shannon Vlaw. Oh, there you are. Hey, Shannon, how are you? All right. All right, so the next one up, because I don't see super enthused. All righty. So, you know, I should ask you guys, did I do a video a long time ago where I told you to come to Facebook and type in "get started"? So I can't tell you how many messages I get on the Facebook brand page where people just send "get started." And I honestly don't remember whether one of my videos told everybody to do that, but I assume it's a video from a while ago. All right, so the next channel for a channel review, since I do not see super enthused, is Kybal. All right, let's see here. All right, so here is the first channel. This is Kybal. Now, first impressions of this, I upload moments, which I'm not sure what that is in reference to. And I think you're missing a T in your next line there. Unless that's a regional thing, I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, so you got it right up here. I upload cute moment compilations. I call it moments. And memes almost every day. All right. Shannon vlogs with the super chat and the kill shot on the stream boss. Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate it. All right, so this particular channel, I'm trying to... I don't really know what this channel is about. I upload cute moments. I can't tell if this is your artwork or this is a particular show. So I'm a little confused as to what the content is. The one thing that I'll say, all that aside, looking at your, I mean, obviously there is some, you can tell that this icon is related to the channel based on the artwork. So that works. I'm not sure what the random image is here up in the upper right hand corner. The one thing I will tell you about your thumbnails, a couple things. Some of them are way too wordy. You want to not include so much text on them. I also don't think you need to tell anybody that your video is closed caption or 60 frames per second in your thumbnail. Whatever this text is up here, it's way too small to read, so it's not worth putting it on there. I assume this says moments, but you always want to keep your text out of the lower right-hand corner of your thumbnail because, as you can see, it gets obscured by the timestamp. So always keep your text out of this area down here. When these are viewed in... when these are viewed on the mobile app, this timestamp takes up even more room, so definitely keep all the text away from here. And Again, I'm not sure if this is like a single show, if you just focus on a collection of anime references, or exactly how that all works, but you may want to find a way to kind of unify everything so people know it's from your channel. And I would also try to provide a little more detail into exactly what you are making content about. As for your videos, again, they all certainly seem to be anime related, but there's not really anything in them that's going to identify them all as coming from your channel, which you definitely want to do to help build the brand of your individual channel. You got a few playlists here. You want to make sure on your front page here, that's good. You have a horizontal playlist and you've added some description, but rather than saying it's a playlist, I would try to more concisely describe the type of content that's in it, rather than just saying it'll make your heart go ah. But yeah, that is probably what I would maybe work on, making this text a little bigger. A lot of your artwork that you have here is going to be cut off on mobile. You're probably going to get a little bit of this person's head and half of this person's head that are actually going to show up in the view on mobile. So that's also something to kind of consider. All right. Oh, so it's a particular show. So yeah, I would kind of describe that for the people who may not be familiar with the show. Then you could share that with them. I have dark mode on my machine, yeah, or on my YouTube. I really like the dark mode a lot better. Rich in the USA, Urban Dictionary. Okay. Could just be a typo. All right, just catching up on the chat, then we'll jump into the next channel. Yeah, I agree with you, Savage Scientist. I think in that case it was just a typo. Weird City Citizen. When did Shannon headshot Automoto out of Stream Boss? Alrighty. So the next channel up is The Nice Devil. Let me just pull up the channel ahead of time. Whoops. Make sure. Let's see here. If I do this. Do this. All right, let's see. All right, so the next one we're going to bring up is The Nice Devil. See what we have going here. Dante, the Nice Devil. All right, so the first thing that stands out on this channel is the size and spacing of the channel art. The problem that we're seeing here with the channel art is that, one, it's being cut off. The top and bottom are being cut off. Also, it's going to be completely chopped up when we look at it on mobile, because you're basically looking from here. Make sure you can see my cursor from here to here is all it's going to be visible. So you really want to take, if you could leave this background the way it is and shrink all this red text to fit in this area right here, then you would look pretty sharp. And then you would certainly be consistent with your icon. And then let's see what you're doing on your actual videos. So here it looks like you're doing screenshots on your actual videos. I would try to do some research about doing custom thumbnails. Maybe try to get this circle cut out and use it in the lower left-hand corner as an example to identify your brand and get people familiar with your content and the channel itself. You can use something like GIMP, which is a free editor kind of like Photoshop, to cut out the background in your icon so that it's just a free-floating circle and it's not like inside a square like these kind of things. I would refrain from putting subscribe and thumbs up buttons on your channel or your thumbnails as well, because that's not really the place in which people are going to make that decision while looking at your thumbnail, and it's just kind of a waste in that regard. So my name is Dante. My channel is all about what I love to do. I do a lot of stuff. So, I mean, that kind of lends itself to being a little bit wide on the topic, which is going to cause you some problems with trying to grow. You really need to think about what you want to do your channel on and try to focus on it. The more focused your channel is niche-wise, the better chance you have to grow at a faster rate. So, also, what you got for playlists, music I made, reaction videos. See, you kind of have a wide range there, which is okay. You're just going to have some growing pains, because you're going to have people who maybe subscribe for a reaction video, and then the next couple videos are a tutorial and a would you rather and a gameplay, and there's going to be a disconnect between the reason that they subscribe to your channel and the kind of content that you're giving them. So that may cause them to either unsubscribe or stop watching your videos. Either way, it's not going to help you in the growth department. So for your channel, I definitely do some research and trying to figure out how to do your own custom thumbnails. Resize this channel art so you can actually read the words and it's not kind of bleeding off the screen in that regard. And then kind of go from there. All right. Alrighty. Oh, let's see. Is that the FTC thing, Doug, that you were talking about? That link that you shared? Let's see. A pure gaming channel got 80 subs waiting for the right opportunity to upload gameplay. I certainly wouldn't be waiting to upload content, so I would maybe get a colorful. So Nintendo says that making banners for YouTube are horrible, never fits the way you want it. Somebody actually put out a pretty good template that you can open in like Photoshop or GIMP and kind of put it as a background layer to get everything organized about where it needs to be to fit on the YouTube channel art. I actually made that available on my website. So if you go to creatorfundamentals.com, in the tools section, I believe you can download that template for free. And it's what I use to finally figure out exactly how everything had to be positioned, because you're basically, think about the entire graphic as a big square, but the part that actually displays on YouTube is just like a strip that goes through the center of the square. And then depending on mobile, within that strip in the center, you're only looking at like the middle third of it that actually appears on mobile. So it can be kind of a challenge, but I found that that particular template is a really good resource, and you can download it at creatorfundamentals.com. All right. Try not to do all the comments in a row. That'll... No, you won't be able to put a link in the chat. All right, let's see who's next on the list here. Let's see, grab this. Let me just verify that I have the right one here. The next one up will be analytical check. If you are still in the chat, which I think you are. Make sure that we got the right channel here. All right. Next one up, analytical chick. Analytical chick news and commentary. YouTube, Minds, Gab, Twitter, Facebook. All right, so whatever that bottom line is, I would remove it. I don't know that it's really helping you in any way. I would also try to create some better contrast between your text and the background. Maybe put like a drop shadow or something under your text just to make it stand out a little bit better. I mean, it's legible, but it just there's not a lot of contrast between it and what you got going on in the background. So we want to do, let's see. I'm analytical chick. I do videos on political conservatism and items of interest to conservatives. I'm looking for the creators with whom to do joint videos. All right. So now my question is, when we go back to your main. All right. So nothing about your channel art tells people that this would be a conservative politics channel. So that's something to consider incorporating here. Yeah, news and commentary. I also wouldn't, I would try to have your news and commentary be the same size text. Looks a little out of sorts that the news part's bigger than everything else here. And I might use all this space here to identify that you are, discussing conservative politics, rather than what you have up there. So let's take a look at your videos. So you also want to find a way to get your branding on all of your thumbnails. I see you have a couple different variations of it. But I would try to find a consistent way to identify your brand. You know, maybe you just put this circle in the lower left-hand corner or something like that to use your icon. But find a way to kind of be consistent in its placement and size so people get familiar with it as being associated with your channel. Also, I might try to explore some different text than this. I don't know if you're doing these. If you're doing these in TubeBuddy, only because that text looks like it might be one of the ones that's available in TubeBuddy. You might go with one of the more blockier text to make it easier to read. Kind of play around with that a little bit. And then you definitely want to reduce the amount of text that you have on your thumbnails. Way too much text doesn't need to be a reproduction of your title. Basically, you want your thumbnail and your title to work together to first grab somebody's attention and then convince them to click on the video and watch it. So they're kind of, they shouldn't be repetitive of each other. They should, like I said, work together as a team. Your thumbnail should stop them from scrolling by long enough for them to read the title and understand what your video is about. And the two of them together should get people to actually click on your video because they want to learn more. So definitely, you know, focus on that. And also, as you continue to upload more videos, you want to get those displayed here as single horizontal playlists. That's my personal preference, just because it gives you visibility into the thumbnail and also the description or the title in the least amount of space possible. So that would be my recommendations on that channel. All right, see where we are in the chat. So for those who got into the live stream late and are looking for channel reviews, I have 10 on the list already. Haven't decided if I'm going to do any more after the 10 yet. It depends how long it takes me to get through those 10. So I'm not really adding anybody to the list now. We'll see how it goes where, you know, when we're done. The next one up here, let me just double check it in the background. Always like to check all these before we bring them live. Make sure that they are appropriate. All right. Here we go. The next one is the Read 5. The Read 5, new videos every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we're looking at 4 days a week: cleaning, lifestyle, and mommy. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, so I'm assuming this is a family vlog. Welcome to the Read 5. My channel is going to be lifestyle, cleaning, mommy-related tips, vlogging, and a whole lot of family fun. So we're kind of looking at a mommy vlog. All right. I mean, generally speaking, white's not necessarily your best choice to kind of develop brand identity, only because it kind of blends in with the rest of YouTube, at least when you're on the classic version. So that is something to consider. The other thing that I see looking at your channel art, so here you've chosen your icon to be the two of you. I would try to incorporate the two of you into your channel art if you are in fact regularly appearing in your videos. So a lot of times with people who are on camera, it's the person themselves who actually become the brand. So to that end, you want to use your image for branding purposes in your channel art and your icon, and then on your thumbnails as well. When we look at your thumbnails, we can see that in some cases you have kind of a consistent look about them. Let me actually go to videos. It might be easier to see. So, I mean, I like the clean look of your thumbnails. The one thing I would say is that there's not enough consistency brand-wise that people would be able to say, hey, this thumbnail comes from the same channel as this thumbnail. So you kind of want to think about a way to communicate to people that, you know, this icon represents the Read 5, and then this video comes from the Read 5. You can tell by the branding that we've included. I mean, I generally like the style and everything that you have here, although some of the text is a little bit small. But right here, this type of text, really hard, if not impossible, to read. Some of the blockier texts are a little bit easier to view when they're really small. And that's what you really want to think of. You want to not put so much text, and then make sure that the text that you do put can be read when it is shrunk down on a mobile device. So like this is a good one where you show your image on the thumbnail. And again, if you're somebody who's constantly appearing in your videos, consider trying to get your face on all of your thumbnails in addition to whatever the topic is that you're covering in the particular video. I think we jumped in here. We got, yeah, we covered that. And then again, on this one, I see, so you have your uploads and your popular uploads. And then instead of doing created playlists as this list of playlists, I would try to get your individual playlist presented as single horizontal playlists. Again, because that gives you the most exposure to thumbnails as well as the titles of the videos, and really gives people an opportunity to see your content and decide whether or not they want to see more. All right. See who's next here. Automoto channel. You are next. Here we are, Automoto channel. So I can see, obviously, by your name, there are some vehicle related content here, and let's see what you actually explain that your video is about. So here's the challenge. This is very like 1990s AOL chat room you got going here with the little peace sign with the characters. This is not going to play well when your channel is previewed places. So in cases where somebody shares your link and that particular social media site or whatever does previews of the YouTube videos, the first, I think it's few hundred characters or so or whatever it is, actually get displayed as part of your preview. So you're going to end up getting something like this, which really isn't going to do a lot of justice for what you're trying to do. So my personal suggestion would be to lose the peace sign here and focus on explaining exactly what your content is about, or what your channel is about, and what type of content people will expect to see on it. Taking a look at your actual videos. Let's see what we got going on here. Looks like a lot of car show type content with some custom builds. So yeah, I mean, so, and the other thing, I see a lot of videos about custom cars at car shows. I think so. We have a bunch of drag racing content here as we go farther back the last couple weeks. And then there was a ton of videos that you did. Let's see. So there's some drag racing mixed in there. I'm just curious whether or not your channel art is really representative of the type of videos that you're making. Because this doesn't look like drag racing, nor does it look like car show cars. So it makes me wonder if there might be an opportunity here to better illustrate what your channel is about by maybe reworking your channel art with more of the stuff that you're actually making videos about. The other problem that we see is that your thumbnails, you know, they're very captivating images, but there's nothing on there that identifies your brand. So I would maybe take this, your icon, which looks like an engine start button, and try to incorporate that into your thumbnails so people can identify the thumbnails as being from your channel, because that'll go a long way in helping them to become familiar with your content and be able to find more of it easily by recognizing those videos that actually are yours. And again, definitely need to go down here, click on add section, and start to add some horizontal playlists to show people more of the content that you've already made. All right. Weird City Citizen says good, clean looking channel. Yeah, it's a nice looking channel. I do like the thumbnails. I just think you want to not just send them out there as nice looking thumbnails if people can't tell they come from your channel, because you want people to see the nice thumbnails and then recognize that they belong to Automoto and help take that reaction and convert it into actual new subscribers for your channel. All right, let's see who's next on the old list. All right, so the next channel on the list is Deconstruction Gaming. Now, the first thing I'll say is I really like the branding on this channel. I'm just curious if, I don't know if you did this channel art yourself. If you did do this channel art yourself, I might consider pushing the drop shadow in the opposite direction, because I feel like it gets a little bit muddled in trying to read this graphic, because the bottom kind of blends into the background. So I don't know if you can create like a little bit of depth under that. I mean, I love the color scheme and everything, and it looks good, but I don't know what does everybody else think in the chat. Just the bottom of this text kind of, and I get the effect, deconstruction, but I'm wondering if you might be able to create a little bit of depth between the bottom of that font and the background to separate that. So also I can see, I like the icon, very cool. Got the little gamer thing there with the, it's basically like a dude with headphones on. Also curious whether or not maybe you could incorporate that icon into your channel art as well. And then looking at about, we got Deconstruction Gaming is dedicated to improving your gameplay experience, knowledge, and skills through game development, style analysis, and review of game systems and mechanics. All right. Cool. And then let me take a look at your... So you are super consistent with your thumbnails, so people can definitely figure out that they are from your channel. Just the one reminder is to try to keep your text out of the lower right-hand corner. This is not too bad because it's larger text and it just barely infringes on that space. So for the most part, you're pretty good. I don't see really any that are completely obscured. So perhaps you are kind of keeping that way. I think I'm undecided about that bottom text, whether or not it stands out enough and is easy to read. Again, the challenge with the thumbnails, they're super consistent and they go with the branding and everything is good in that regard. But I don't know if they are compelling enough to get, if somebody's looking at a screen of like 50 thumbnails, why are they going to pick your thumbnail is kind of the question that I'm wondering. But I love how consistent you are with the branding. I like your color scheme, and you know, you're really putting all those pieces together like a professional channel. But I'm curious if maybe you could take, instead of that standard template approach that you're doing on your thumbnails, and try to include maybe some you know, footage or action as the background, rather than the same border and black background and then the logo of the game that you're doing. You know, just trying to capture somebody's attention, because at the end of the day, you kind of have to beat out all those other thumbnails that your thumbnail gets listed next to. You know, and the way you've done this may support you know, the people who've already subscribed to you, but if you want to grow your channel, you want to draw in more people. And I think trying to get the thumbnails to be a little more captivating can go a long way in helping you grow your audience. I do love the concept of Deconstruction Gaming. Like I said, it's really sharp looking. We share the honeycomb background pattern. You got your playlists, horizontal playlist listed. You got your full description, so that's awesome. Everything is looking very well organized and put together. That would be my advice on the thumbnails, is maybe try to make them a little more dynamic and a little more captivating to get people to actually click on them to see more. Hex grids rule, yeah. Alrighty. Who's next on the list? Alrighty. So the next channel on the list is Murthag91. This is going to be kind of a quick one. So first thing, you got the channel art here. Looks like maybe an atom bomb or something over here. No idea what the channel is about based on this. Then you have your icon, which is a dog. So there's a complete disconnect between your channel art and your icon. Going down to look at your video or your thumbnails, there's nothing on your thumbnails that identify them as coming from your channel. So you really need to think about a overall branding of your channel that kind of uses the same color scheme, the same type of text, etc., to identify a brand for your channel and let people know what your channel's about. Definitely need to use the space up here in the channel art to explain what it is that you're doing. Take a look at the About section. My name is Marthag. I play World of Warcraft. All right, so this is some of the kind of stuff that you actually want to get in your channel art. You know, World of Warcraft and Dota content, new videos Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. That's the kind of stuff you want to try to provide to people who are checking out your channel. So definitely some opportunities to improve on that channel. And I would definitely recommend watching some videos about how to grow your channel. There's plenty available on my channel as well as other channels that are out there. So that would be my suggestion to you. All right, so let me just check something here real quick. All right, so the next channel is quite the interesting topic. It's called Blue Collar Dippers, and it's apparently focused on chewing tobacco. The one thing that I would say with this channel is your text is too wide. It's not going to fit on mobile devices. It's going to get cut off probably somewhere around the L or the U, and the R and the S are going to get cut off. I would focus on trying to get those to fit in there. I don't know that there's a lot. Your icon is generic in the sense that it's a rebel flag, but it doesn't really do much to explain the content that you're actually covering here. I mean, I see you have it in the background, but in terms of the actual content, two good old country boys that don't Americans, we're a couple of boys, make the best. So that is definitely niched down to a very specific activity. Again, I would try to, if you're going to be the focal point in your videos, I would definitely try to include yourself in your channel art and your icon rather than just having the, you know, the generic background like that. And then once you start to get more content, you need to have the horizontal playlists on your channel. Doug Houston asks, what is a dipper? Dip is what they refer to the chewing tobacco as. I had an uncle that used to do it. Not my thing, but basically put it in your lip. But some of it they put like fiberglass and stuff in it to help it absorb into your lip. Just not my thing at all. Weird City Citizen says flag could alienate viewers. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. I have the feeling that the particular audience that they may want to attract probably wouldn't have a big deal with the flag. My biggest thing with the flag is it doesn't really relate to what the channel's about. So I'll pass. Blue collar. As long as you guys enjoy it, that's all that matters. Alrighty. All right, so I got through the list of channel reviews that we are going to do tonight. As I mentioned, directly after the live stream, we are going to be over on Discord. So definitely come and join us on Discord for the live stream after party. Join over there and hang out with us as we continue to build that community. Hell's Guardian, how to get 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs. I actually did a video on that. It's the specific video that blew up on this channel. And so definitely check that out, as well as the other tips. I just put out a video on how to get 1,000 subscribers. You can check that one out as well. You know, a lot of it's going to be, you know, there's some work involved to do it. You can absolutely get there, but just keep pushing forward and you will continue to improve. So we are going to wrap the live stream up for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Again, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come and hang out on Creative Fundamentals. We will be live. I'll talk to you guys later, and I will see you on the Discord.